So this is probably my last harvest of the season because we are dipping down into the 30s and expecting our first frost of the year. So let's see what we can do with these veggies. And the only thing really left in the garden is purple spinach, kale, and Swiss chard, which I've harvested about 3 times already, so there isn't that much left. And as you can see, my garden is pretty much done. Even though today it's supposed to get up into the 70s, I mean, it's pretty much gone. Everything is pretty much dead. But I did see this morning. There's a little butternut squash trying to make it. I don't think that's going to make it, but everything else is pretty much done. It looks nice and green, some of it. These are the pepper plants. There's no peppers on it. There's a few small ones here and there, but nothing worth picking. My tomatoes, as you can see, the blights already started on them, and the rest of the beds where the onions and the garlic used to be. But pretty much everything is gone. These are the strawberries. I'm just trying to propagate some of the runners for next year, and hopefully we'll have more strawberry plants out of them. The actual raspberries, blueberries, and blackberries seem to be doing well. They hopefully will winter, and I'm going to keep them in this same spot. But I want to try and do something with these green tomatoes. I've been told that you can't ripen green tomatoes inside once you've taken them off the trees or the vines green. So we'll see. Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. So this time of year is rush, trying to get the harvest in before the first frost, trying to get it processed, trying to do everything. The holidays are coming up. Well, I've decided to put at least one thing off until maybe later on in the year, maybe even January, February, and that's my tomatoes. I have a good bit in my pantry, and I'm going to put them in the freezer now that I have the new chest freezer. We got a new chest freezer when we got our new fridge, so I'm going to put that off until I have time. But right now, I did my carrots in a DIY onion soup mix that I will use in soups and stews come winter. And I also did a green enchilada sauce out of some of my green tomatoes. So the rest of them, I think I'm going to try a mad scientist project out of them in the next few days. So for the rest of these veggies, I'm going to actually dehydrate my carrot tops. I saw Ashley from Martin's Midlife Adventures do this, and I had never thought to do that before. I usually just throw them in the compost bin, and that's what I always did with them. So, I mean, if I could get an extra, say something out of my harvest, then yeah, I'm going to do it. And I'll just use it like parsley, or I'll use it in my eggs or whatever, in its seasoning. I will use it like that. And then my peppers, I'm actually going to dehydrate the hot ones, and the sweet ones I'm going to put in the freezer to use with my tomatoes when I make tomato products. So now to my science experiment. I picked out 3 of the green tomatoes, fairly good size, probably medium, not really large. I figured, this is what I had left over, so I'm going to try and use them up. And I'm going to try and ripen them on my counter, and the rest that are in the basket, I'm going to leave there and see if they will ripen. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. So it's a few days later, and as you can see, nothing is happening, and I don't know if this is going to work or if this is going to be a big fail and a bust, and I just have to make some green salsa or something with it. So it's been a whole week since the last clip, and as you can see, we're getting some blush. And yes, I took a week off because after the last clip, I had an accident, and if you watch my other video, you will see what I did to my thumb. I won't go back into it. But yeah, we're getting some blush on these tomatoes, so maybe this will work. Cross our fingers. So really for the last week, I have just neglected these tomatoes. I haven't done anything to it, and this is what the basket is looking like. I will take the ripe ones out and put them into the freezer so I can use them later on, and hopefully the rest of them will ripen up and I can put all of them in the freezer for later use. So it has been only 3 days since I first started noticing them to blush to this stage here. they are starting to ripen. So maybe this is going to definitely work. So maybe, I don't know, the person that said that you can't ripen tomatoes after you take green ones off the vine might have been incorrect, because I think this is actually going to work. And here is what the basket looks like. And yeah, so I have quite a few green left, so maybe I will make some salsa because we use that anyway, so that's good. So I would definitely call this a success. They are ripe enough for what I intend them for. And I'm just gonna core them, score the bottom, and put them in the freezer for later processing into pasta sauce, tomato juice, etc. And this is definitely something I will do in the future. And this is what my basket looked like at the very end. So another way I'm going to try to ripen up the last few of green tomatoes is put them in some paper bags. These are just some bags I got in my Azure order that I saved. And I've put about 6 or so in each. So about a dozen, and we'll see how they ripen over the next couple of days. And I'll just maybe post in my community page how this method went. Hopefully it'll be quicker than just sitting them on my counter, which doesn't get much sunlight. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload videos.